The time for this debate has expired. Call on private and local order of the day number 1.
Rodney District Council Bill, first reading.
Darian Fenton.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I move that the Rodney District Council Bill be now read a first time. At the appropriate time, I intend to move that the bill be referred to the Local Government and Environment Select Committee. The purpose of this bill, Mr Speaker, as set out in Clause 3, is to constitute the Rodney District Council as a unitary authority. As such, it will have the responsibilities, duties and powers of a territorial authority and a regional council in respect of the Rodney District. Clause 4 of the bill specifies that the Rodney District will retain the boundaries that it has had since the local government reorganisation in 1989. It will also retain its existing wards. Because of time constraints, it is necessary to defer the local authority elections for Rodney for 1 year. There will be a general election in 2011 to cover a 2-year period, and triennial elections will resume in 2013. This is set out in Clause 7 of the bill. Consequently, Rodney is excluded from the Auckland region and the new Auckland Council under this bill. Mr Speaker, the whole saga of Auckland governance has been a confused jumble and an unbelievably undemocratic process. Because of the government's mishandling of the decision-making around Rodney's inclusion, Labor believes that this bill should go to a select committee for a fair hearing. I want to state firmly, however, Mr Speaker, that Labor supports the original boundaries as proposed by the Royal Commission on Auckland, but in the interest of democracy, Mr Garrett, this bill should be given a fair hearing. That's because the government has ignored the legitimate concerns of the people of Rodney, and Rodney have not had a fair say on this. This is another chance for the government to get this issue sorted out once and for all. Mr Speaker, this is a local bill promoted by the Rodney District Council, and they have been through all of the hoops required to get this bill to Parliament. And if the member David Garrett doesn't understand what they have to do, he should go and read up on it. The Rodney District Council and the media have repeatedly asked Rodney citizens whether they want to be part of the Auckland Super City, and the answer has never changed from an emphatic no. A Colmar Brunton survey in April showed that for every person in Rodney that supports becoming part of the Super City, 2 oppose it. The pattern of opposition is the same in the north, the west and central Rodney, as well as in the Hibiscus Coast. Mr Speaker, there are some differing views about this bill, which actually reflect the results of the poll, the 1 person in 3 that doesn't agree. The Northern Action Group, for example, wants the boundaries changed to reflect the Select Committee's original recommendation that the Rodney District should be divided in 2, with the boundary based on a line between the mouths of the Pūhoi and Makaurau rivers. It's fair to say that the Council and the citizens of Rodney have had a consistent message to the Commission, the Royal Commission, the Select Committee and their local national MPs that they want no part of the Super City. They've been saying consistently that Rodney's future should not be decided in Queen Street instead of Warkworth, Wellsford, Matakana or Whangaparoa. The Prime Minister, the Minister of Local Government, the Associate Minister of Local Government and local national MPs have given the people of Rodney false hope. They have repeatedly offered their support to this community and their community representatives telling them that they should put in submissions and they'll respond to them. Well, there was no response. They should trust the process to deliver the right result. Well, the right result for who? They should put in a petition and the Minister will receive it on the steps of Parliament. Well, a petition was put in on the steps of Parliament. It had over 6,000 signatures from the Northern Action Group and our Wellsford Community Group. The Minister, Rodney Hyde, received it and then it disappeared. Rodney residents were told they could opt out via a reorganisational proposal, but then the government legislated to ban any reorganisation for the next 3 years. They even told the people of Rodney to get their council to put together a local bill, Well, that's what the people of Rodney have done. Here is their local bill, and the government should be supporting it. Unfortunately, Mr Speaker, I hear that there's more false hope being generated. It's being held out to the Northern Action Group, with hints that another local bill to exclude North Rodney and join it to the Kaipara District Council would have every chance of success if it weren't for this bill, because this bill gets in the way of it. Well, if that were true, and it were that easy, I have to ask why the government didn't support my SOP to exclude Northern Rodney when the local government Auckland law reform bill was going through the Parliament in June. It's true to say that the government panicked over the North Rodney boundaries. Despite what the Select Committee report recommended on the second Super City bill, just 24 hours before it brought the bill back to the House, the government did a complete flip-flop on John Carter's decision and decided to bring the whole of Rodney in. Then John Key attempted to blame it on reports that he'd received from the Select Committee process, or from the Select Committee members. How outrageous. I mean, one of his own members was a chair, wasn't he? One of his own ministers was a chair. And the fact is that the government has dithered around on the issue, made the wrong call, and has been forced to adopt the initial Royal Commission recommendation in the wake of a widespread public outcry. So Rodney District Council is doing exactly what councils should do. This council has gone to their people, asked what they want, and is now reflecting through this bill what their residents want. This bill is the result of the democratic process required for local bills, which is different to other bills, and it should not be ignored. The government has badly mishandled the creation of the Super City, and the decision-making around Rodney's inclusion has been a fiasco. This bill is now the only option open to the people of Rodney District. Mr Speaker, this local bill is not perfect, but it is the only democratic response left in a highly flawed and cynical National Act process. The people of Rodney have behaved honestly and honourably. They've been tricked, they've been given false hopes, they've been sold out by the people that they relied on to represent them in this Parliament. So, Mr Speaker, the people of Rodney District ask this House once more, let them determine their own future. Please support their local bill.
Question is that the motion be agreed to. Honourable Tau Henry.
Two things I want to say.